フルカウンター。
Alright lads, welcome back to the Grand Cross video. So today I want to go over an issue that I do have with Grand Cross in terms of the rates and summons, and this is a problem that I've noticed for a while now, and I want to wait a few weeks, even months, before I start bringing this up, right? Because it might just be a normal occasion or like a rare thing for Netmarble. But with the new leaks we got this morning that I'll go through in a second, it's just confirmed my theory, and this is kind of annoying a little bit. So I went back and looked at when this problem started happening, and it's very obvious what's going on here, so let's just jump in. Alright, so the main problem that I'm talking about right now is the fact that we're no longer getting two-person banners. Back in 2021, there was so many of them, even festivals had them, seasonal had them. There was so many two-person banners, and you got to remember the rate for a new character is always 0.5%, meaning you had at least 2 new characters in the banner, so at least out of the 3%, you had a 1% chance to pull something new. Well, now they completely removed that, and it's a little bit annoying, man, because, well, when you look at what banners we could have gotten, they're clearly separating them just to separate them. I mean, look at Jormungandr and Bon. If you go back towards basically every other Ragnarok banner, you had Sigurd and Meliodas, you had, I think it was Brunhild and then Diane, and then also Magelda and Merlin. All of those 2 banner characters was always a OC character from Ragnarok, and also an actual, you know, new Sin basically from Ragnarok. Where now, they separate them, and they're doing that again with the new league. Because these solo banners don't have increased rate, they're still 0.5%, meaning we now lost 1 banner character, and we're still pulling for terrible stuff. Like, remember boys, festivals are always the best banners in the game. Unit-wise, rate-wise, filler rate-wise, they're always the best banners. So Netmarble definitely does need to make it so there's a reason to summon for these solo banners or even the non-festival banners, because they're not really worth it. And we now have gotten leaks about what's coming in the next 2 weeks, basically. And remember, we just had the Ragnarok banner with Brunhild. And we're now having a step-up banner with Captain Meliodas, who we don't know what he's going to like. He could be based off Ragnarok, I'm not too sure yet. Because it doesn't make sense to get Ragnarok, a filler, then Ragnarok again. But, you know, regardless, it's the step-up, which is fine because they are quite cheap. But still. But then on June 30th, we're going to be getting a 600 diamond banner again with a Ragnarok banner with Freya with only 1 person on the banner. So they basically removed Meli off that banner. Why couldn't they just put Meli on that banner? Bro, it's Captain Meliodas. Captain Meliodas, the one that came out at the start of the game. We're now summoning for the blue version of him. What are we doing? I do know the guy does say here that he's going to get a buff, like the Captain Meliodas are going to get a buff, so that's fine, but, you know, they could have been buffed on a 2-person banner too. But then you might be saying that we already got Ragnarok Meliodas, so he shouldn't be on the banner because he's not a Ragnarok character. Fair enough. But what about Brunhild? We just got Brunhild 2 weeks ago, which was a Ragnarok banner. Why couldn't they have waited 2 weeks to add her on the actual Freya banner? So it would have been 2 new banner characters for Ragnarok on 1 banner at 0.5 rate. That would have been sick. But then you might be saying that the Brunhild was an actual seasonal character and not an actual Ragnarok character. But then what about January 27th? The last time we got a 2-person banner. Which, remember that date, by the way. Very, very important. But look, we had Skadi and also Elect, who was a seasonal character. There's no reason why they couldn't merge Brunhild and also Freya, this new character we're getting together. It makes no absolute sense. But if you go back towards 2021, the only time we ever got an actual, you know, solo banner was either they were a seasonal character, or they were a festival, or they were step up. That's literally it. Saria wasn't a festival, wasn't even an actual was seasonal or even a step-up banner. He was 6-down banner by himself as well. And look at Tamia as well. Tamia was the same thing. These are normal characters that go into the general SSR pool, which is another problem in itself because the time it takes to get it added to the SSR tick is 3 whole months. Are you joking? Even the OC banners have gone down to 1. Before, we used to get an OC, like an Awakened character, like Mono, for example, and then we get another version of the other characters. Like, I think we got leaks of Shin come in sometime, or a very long time ago now. They could have added Shin, they could have added another Camilla, they could have added any other OC that doesn't have the final color yet, or even the second color. Like, it makes no sense. Also, something I want to bring up is the fact that Demon Chandler is leaked and he's likely to be a 600 gem banner. Why couldn't they have just saved... He's going to come out probably after Freya. We don't know just yet unless it's a festival. But why couldn't they just save Meliodas for Demon Chandler's banner? Like, why do a step up and then 1 week later do another Ragnarok banner? Why not just save Meli for the banner with Chandler? It makes sense. Chandler and Meliodas together is actually, like, lore-wise makes sense here. Like, that would have been a good combo. But I'm not saying we should have higher rates. That's a whole different argument. This is something completely different, kinda. But literally, I think we should have 7% rates because we are playing 7-day sins. It's a given. But they can still keep the rates 3% for, you know, the normal SSR banners. Just make the new character 1% if it is a solo banner. And if they decide to add 2 characters together, lower the rates individually to obviously 0.5. So it's still 1% rate. But boys, like I said, remember that date where they last time they did a 2-man banner with Skadi and also Let was January 27th. If we go towards this trailer right here, a bit loud there. When did that air? January 27th. Literally, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe I'm wrong here, but the day they announced 76 Origins, they then stopped doing 2-person banners to long out the content even more. And remember, now that we are getting 1-person banners, we're now getting half the characters we would have gotten last year comparable to this year. That is a massive downgrade. So I'm not trying to say that Grand Cross is dying because of obviously 76 Origins, but... And they did say that there's 2 different teams here, but the fact that the last time they did a dual banner, not counting obviously the Rimuru collaboration or the Slime collaboration, the last time they did that was the day that we got the announcement for Origins. Something's going on in Netmarble, and it's kind of annoying a little bit. Obviously, that's just my today's video because I want to get off my chest a little bit. Also, kind of reveal some of the new leaks that we are getting because we are apparently getting Freya and also Meliodas. But this is a massive annoyance for me because literally, I want to summon for these non-festival banners, but like, there's no value. There's literally no value. It's 0.5 rate for a new character. The fill is terrible. It's still 3% rate, which I think... Like I did say, it should be higher. It should be 4% for non-festival banners, and the festival should be 7%. Actually, maybe 5%. I'm not too sure. But I do play Pokemon Masters, and I think their like SSR rate, or like the 5-star highest rarity rate, is 12%. And there's a lot of times where you do multis, and you get like 5 in 1. Imagine that in Grand Cross, I know, right? But you got 5 in 1. Granted, it's nothing that you want, and they can do that in Grand Cross too. We still have Super Awakening, right? Super Awakening is still a thing, and getting platinum coins is somewhat kind of a nice. You want to get platinum coins, and it'll kind of fix one issue of the game a little bit, I would say, is the stupid training dungeon thing they have. You've got to spend 6 platinum coins to do this, and the farm SSR pen stuff like that I don't think is even worth the value. But if we have like 7% rates, we'll now get to like 3 2-in-1s on a regular occasion. Maybe someone, if you're lucky, you might get like a 6-in-1, 5-in-1. Then it might be worth spending the coins there. You might have an abundance of actual awakening coins, and like that's another problem. There's a lot of problems with the game, but in terms of getting characters and content, that's what I want, and that could easily just be fixed by going back to we had having 2 banners on 1 character. And if they decide, you know, we don't want to do that, we want to do 1-person banners, then do 1%, because then they can rotate between the 2, right? Because if I really want Demon Chandler and he's a 6-down banner, but then he's by himself, then I could be happy because at least now he's 1% chance. But then if they decide to add someone like Meliodas on the banner, then yes, it would lower the rate down to 0.5, but hey, at least I now have 2 characters that I can get. It's a win-win. Now it's not a win-win, it's an absolute L. And I guess this doesn't really apply towards festivals because they can kind of stay the same. They're kind of fine, to be fair. I think you could just have better banners. But in terms of the game dying, I'm not saying that all either. Let me get that out there. I'm just saying right now they kind of just annoy me with the solo banners. And you could argue it is because of obviously 76 Origins. We can't deny and say that game isn't going to really hurt Grand Cross, but it could also benefit it because it is a sequel and more people might play 76 Origins and come up. Okay, what's all these raids? And it might come over to Grand Cross to play the game, and they can both coexist. It's not impossible. And at least with the content towards what we are going towards next year is going to be massive towards 70 Sins. I could make an own video about it. We're getting the sequel manga or anime for the manga. We're getting 2 movies with Tristan, new Deathpiece, new Merlin. There's so much new stuff coming towards obviously 70 Sins. Next year's going to be a crazy year, and Grand Cross is definitely going to benefit a lot from that. But these little things that they're doing is just annoying me, and hopefully we go back to 2-person banners with actual... I mean, I'm saying right now, nothing's going to change. They're not going to change it, but like, surely they got to do it sometime soon, man. Like, the rates have not changed from the beginning. It's still crazy. Many other gacha games change it. Like, even Legends, I think, has changed it. I'm not too sure, but boys, let me know what you think. Are you sharing my same opinion here? I'm not too sure, but that's all for today. I think I'm going to take a little break now because it's super hot. You can probably even hear my actual computer fan and maybe work a Demon Slayer card. I'm not too sure. So, boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.